By the end of this video, you'll have one page in your journal that makes you so confident, people start asking what changed.
But before we get to that, does this sound familiar?
You see someone on the street and for a second you think about saying hi, but then your brain lists every reason why you shouldn't, and by the time you're done thinking, they're already gone. And every single time you go home and think, why didn't I just do it?
I relate a lot, but then I made this.
I'm going to show you exactly how this page makes getting out of the comfort zone easier, so
Let's start with section 1.
grab your journal, a pen, and if you want some colors, I'm using highlighters. Leave a little bit space at the top where you're going to add titles there, and now draw 4 boxes next to each other.
I have 7 rows of these boxes going down, but you can make as many as you want.
The only thing is that the boxes need to be big enough to write in.
So before you start, watch until the end of the section, because I know it sounds a little bit confusing, but you see what I mean in a second. For every box, write down one thing you are scared of and ask yourself,
What is something you wish you could actually do, but every time the moment comes you just can't?
the thing that makes your stomach drop when you think about doing it.
And later you feel very bad that you didn't.
For me, I wrote speaking in front of people. You know, when your mouth goes dry, your hands are getting so sweaty and you can't stand like a normal person. Also known as trying to speak normal sentences, but you just can't.
So now you have your fears written down, which means we can move on to section 2.
Great! We're about to make you feel very bad, in a good way.
At the top, write what it's costing me.
This is the part most people never really think about, and that is exactly the reason why they don't do it.
You need to feel the pain more. Feel the pain of not doing it.
Make yourself so uncomfortable that staying the same is more painful than doing the thing.
So for each fear, write what you're losing by avoiding it.
For example, for me, if I don't speak in front of people, I would lose the confidence I would build when I would do it. If I don't approach people I want to approach, I may lose potential friendships, best friends, relationships that could change everything. And the pain of sitting in your room 3 years from now, still thinking about that person, what could have been if you just said hi. I'm always telling myself it's not just one moment I'm losing, it's every single time. It's every opportunity I didn't take, every single conversation I didn't start. They add up pretty quickly, and one day you're gonna look back and realize that you've been trying to protect yourself from something that didn't even want to harm you.
Staying in your comfort zone feels safe, but it's costing you the exact thing you actually want. That section probably didn't feel that great to write, but let's now lower the fear.
I don't know what they are doing outside, but I hope my audio is good. In this section, we're gonna think about why it's not that bad.
The fear in your head is always worse than reality.
We spent 3 hours imagining everything that could go wrong and never what could go right. What if they just say, okay, cool, and then we move on both with our days?
So for each thing, ask yourself, what's the actual worst case scenario?
Not the movie version where a random person makes a TikTok about you, it goes viral, your family sees it, your crush sees it, and then you need to move to another country. The actual one.
They probably would feel the exact same emotions I'm feeling right now, and they are just grateful that they are not here where I am right now. No one is gonna replay that moment except me, because everyone is too busy thinking about their own life anyway.
The worst case for speaking in front of people is probably that you stumble across your words and people notice. But then what? They will move on with their life and will forget it in the evening again.
What's the actual worst case? And is that really worse than never trying at all?
The worst case for approaching people would be that they look at me and go like, no thanks, go away. And then you move to different directions, like probably you shouldn't go to the same direction they are moving, but you both move on, and I know it's gonna be probably awkward for 30 seconds. You think to yourself, oh my god, why did I do that? But in the end, you probably go home and you will be so glad that you did it, that you get out of your comfort zone.
So let's move on to section 4. The headline for the section is How I'm Fighting This.
I tried action steps, but it made me feel like I'm in a corporate PowerPoint, so because of that, I went with something exciting.
This is the section that actually matters, because you can write about your fears all day, but if you don't do anything about them, nothing will change. So for each fear, write one thing you can do. Make it as easy as possible for yourself.
I'm gonna sign up for an acting class again because, oh my god, in acting classes you need to do so much weird stuff. You need to cry in front of people, you need to scream, you need to be so weird. So compared to that, public speaking is gonna be fine.
All I can say is pick something small in the beginning.
For approaching people, I wrote that I'm gonna do it in a bookstore because bookstores are pretty easy compared to the dangerous world out there, because you just need to go to your favorite book section and then you're just gonna wait for someone to come. Try not to look like a creep, but when someone walks by and is in the exact same book section where you are in, you know you have probably something in common, and then you can just catch them and go, hey, can you recommend me a book? It's actually not that deep. And I'm not saying this because I have it all figured out.
The 5th section would be called What Happened?
This section is optional. I actually have no space left, but I still wanted to include it so you can decide whether it's worth it to edit or not. The idea is that after you've done the thing from section 4, you come back to it and write your experience.
What happened? How do you feel? Was it as scary as you thought? Probably not. And then you have proof that the fear in your head was worse than reality.
You will feel like, hey, I did it before, so I can do it again. And you're proving to yourself that you are capable of more than you think.
Basically, the idea is that whenever you feel that feeling where you just don't want to do it and you're finding every reason not to, you look at the section. Take a photo of it, make it your background.
And it can be anything that works for you. It doesn't have to be what I wrote. I wrote the version of you that plays it safe, never finds out what she was capable of. That hits pretty hard. The goal with this section is that it should get you every single time. Whenever you want to do something from your fight list and you feel a little bit doubt, you just need to look back at this section and all the doubt is gone. Ta-da! And now you have this beautiful page. And the system we built is basically
name the fear, feel the pain of not doing it, realize it's not that bad, pick one action, and if you want, come back and write what happened.
Which brings me to this book that I just read. Wait, let me just get it. Found it! It's called What Alice Forgot, and while making this video, it felt a little bit too fitting not to talk about it. I know it looks very destroyed, but I read it while taking a bath and it fell into the bath and... yeah, can we just please ignore that? The story is basically that the main character fell on her head and then she lost 10 years of memory. Like, she thinks that she's 29 and actually she's 39 and she forgot that she is divorcing her husband and has 3 kids. For example, her kids are shocked when they find out that she bought chocolate because the old version never bought chocolate. And throughout this book, she realizes that there are more situations like this. For example, that she isn't even that close with her sister anymore, even though with 29 they were. And she has no idea when all of this happened. When did her sister and her kind of lost contact? Nobody wakes up one day and decides, okay, from today on, I'm gonna be the person that is never speaking up. It just happens. One time you're not sure if you should raise your hand and then you don't do it. And the next time you don't do it again. And at some point you think that is just who you are, the person that never raises their hand. Small choices you do over and over again until they become habit and you start not realizing that it happened. And this page reminds me so much of this book because with these sections you are actually working towards a version you want to become. I don't know if my thoughts right now make sense, that you understand what I mean with the connection with the journal page and this book, but I'm gonna link this below if you want to read it. It's 500 pages. I know it's a lot, but it was fun to read. At the end of the day, please just remember that you can choose who you want to become. Thanks so much.